Hi students, this is Botany PSR. Today we will learn a new chapter called Plant Kingdom. What is that? Plant Kingdom. So what are the groups found in Plant Kingdom? All those groups, that is algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Before that groups, in our NCERT textbook, they discussed about taxonomy. What are the different systems and classifications? Okay, right. That is Whittaker classified all the organisms into 5 kingdoms. What are those 5 kingdoms means? Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. So Whittaker classified all the organisms into 5 kingdoms. So that is, after Whittaker classification, some groups are excluded from plantae. What are those means? Fungi, some members of Monera, some members of Protista. That means before Whittaker classification, fungi is included in plantae only. After Whittaker classification, plantae is separated. Monera, some members of Monera are separated. Some members of Protistans are separated, though they are having cell wall. Right, what are those? See, after Whittaker's classification, the organisms which are excluded, that is separated from plantae, are fungi, members of Monera, members of plantae, though they are having cell walls. Right. What is taxonomy? That is study of identification, nomenclature and classification of plants is called plant taxonomy. The other name for plant taxonomy is plant systematics. Taxonomy other name systematics. Plant taxonomy also called plant systematics. The term taxonomy was coined by A.P.D. Condell. A.P.D. Condell. The father of taxonomy is Carolus von Linnaeus. So what is taxonomy? Study of identification, nomenclature and classification. Those 3 you have to say in the correct sequence only. Identification, nomenclature and classification. Basic components of taxonomy means characterization, identification, nomenclature and classification. Right. Study of identification, nomenclature and classification of plants is called plant taxonomy. Plant taxonomy also called systematics. The term taxonomy was given by A.P.D. Condell. A.P.D. Condell. Father of taxonomy is Linnaeus, Carolus von Linnaeus. The term taxonomy coined by A.P.D. Condell. Father of taxonomy is Linnaeus. Right. Taxonomy is differentiated into 2 types: alpha taxonomy, omega taxonomy. The taxonomy that is based on morphological characters is called alpha taxonomy. The taxonomy that is based on morphological characters and also different branches, that is physiology, embryology, cytology, like the different branches. So that is the taxonomy that is based on morphological characters. Only morphological characters is called alpha taxonomy. The taxonomy that is based on morphological characters as well as different branches of botany like taxonomy, morphology, embryology, cytology, physiology, genetics, etc., etc. So different branches of botany, that subject also it includes. That is so called omega taxonomy. Alpha taxonomy can be considered as primitive type, whereas omega taxonomy can be considered as advanced type. So, alpha taxonomy is primitive taxonomy, omega taxonomy is advanced taxonomy. Now, these systems of classifications. Classification. What is a classification and what are the different types of classifications? Grouping of organisms, grouping of plants based on similarities and dissimilarities. That is so called classification. Grouping of plants based on structural similarities and interrelationships. So, that is the grouping of plants based on structural similarities and interrelationships, that is so called classification. The systems of classification is of three types. One is called artificial system, second one is called natural system of classification, third one is phylogenetic system of classification. So, that is we have to say in the correct sequence only. So, that is how many systems of classifications are there, my dear students? Three. One is artificial, second one is natural, third one is phylogenetic system. Right, one by one we have to learn. Okay, right. What is artificial system? That is, of these three, which one is the earliest system means artificial system. Which one is the advanced system means phylogenetic system. So, that is artificial system means earliest system of classification is called artificial system. Very, very important point. Next, it is based on only morphological characters and we have taken as a few morphological characters, that is color, number of leaves, shape of the leaves, habit, etc. So, that is habit, color of the leaves, shape of the leaves, number of the leaves, etc. We are considering the morphological characters, that is a few morphological characters. So, that is based on only a few morphological characters, that is so called artificial system. This artificial system mainly based on vegetative characters or andrecium, that is andrecium structure, that is called sexual system of classification. Sexual system, what does it mean? Sexual system. Sexual system means sex organs of a flower. What are the sex organs of a flower? Andrecium and gynoecium, or stamens and carpels are the male and female reproductive parts of a flower. So, based on sex organs of a flower, that is andrecium and gynoecium, that type of system is called sexual system, which was proposed by Linnaeus. Very, very important, my dear students. Sexual system proposed by, sexual system of classification proposed by Linnaeus. What is sexual system? That is based on sex organs of a flower, that is andrecium and gynoecium. Okay? Right. What is the drawback means? Closely related plants are placed in different groups. If the plants are closely related, but they are placed in different groups, while unrelated plants are placed in same group. Why? Because artificial system was based on a few morphological characters. Closely related plants are placed in different groups. Unrelated plants are placed in same group. Why? Because this artificial system is based on a few morphological characters. That is the reason. Next, vegetative characters are not stable, unstable, because they get affected more easily by environment. So, that is when vegetative characters and floral characters are exposed to the environment means, which characters are more affected by the environment means vegetative characters are not stable. That is, vegetative characters are affected more easily to the environment when compared to the floral parts. Floral parts means calyx, corolla, andrecium, gynoecium. So, the vegetative parts and the floral parts are exposed to the environment means which flowers are easily affected means vegetative parts are easily affected, they easily change to the environment. So, which are not stable, vegetative characters are not stable, unstable. Which characters are stable means floral characters are more stable than vegetative characters. So, that means vegetative characters are not stable, that is unstable. Why? Because they get affected more easily by environment. What is the drawback of artificial system? Drawbacks or demerits of artificial system, that is they gave equal importance to vegetative characters and sexual characters. Sexual characters also called floral characters, that is they have given equal importance to both vegetative characters and floral characters. And another one, they did not indicate the natural relationships. What are the demerits of artificial system means they have given equal importance for both vegetative characters and floral characters. Second one, they did not indicate the natural relationships. Those two are the drawbacks or demerits of artificial system. Then who proposed artificial systems? Examples. One is Theophrastus. Theophrastus classified plants into three types: herbs, shrubs, trees based on the height. Up to 3 feet means herbs, 3 to 6 feet means shrubs, more than 6 feet means trees based on their height. Right. Theophrastus classified, PTS means plants, classified plants into three groups like herbs, shrubs and trees based on their habit. So, Theophrastus classified, who classified plants into three types means Theophrastus. That is, up to 3 feet means herbs, 3 to 6 feet means shrubs, more than 6 feet means trees. Next one, this Theophrastus wrote two books. One is called Historia Plantarum, also called Enquiry into Plants. Another book called Causae Plantarum, also called Causes of Plants. So, that is Enquiry into Plants written by Theophrastus. Causae Plantarum written by Theophrastus. This Theophrastus was popularly called father of botany. Theophrastus was popularly called father of botany. Who is father of botany? Theophrastus. Another example is also there, my dear students, Linnaeus. Linnaeus, he classified plants into 24 groups in his book called Species Plantarum. Species Plantarum. Linnaeus wrote a book called Species Plantarum. In that, plants are divided into how many groups? 24 groups. Plants are divided into 3 groups by Theophrastus. Plants are classified into 24 groups by Linnaeus. In his book called Species Plantarum, he also proposed sexual system of classification. What is sexual system of classification? Which is based on androecium structure, or in other words, the number, the length, union of stamens and carpels, that is sex organs of a flower, that is so-called natural system. So, that is sexual system is a type of artificial system. Sexual system of classification is a type of artificial system. Sexual system proposed by Linnaeus. Okay. What are the two scientists come under artificial system means? One is Theophrastus, second one is Linnaeus. Try to remember, my dear students. Theophrastus belongs to artificial system. Linnaeus belongs to artificial system. Okay. Initially Theophrastus, later on Linnaeus. This Linnaeus also wrote two books. One is called Species Plantarum, second one is Systema Naturae. Systema Naturae. He was popularly called father of taxonomy. Father of botany is Theophrastus. Father of taxonomy is Linnaeus. Theophrastus, that is, Theophrastus wrote two books. What are those two books? That is Enquiry into Plants. That is Historia Plantarum. Enquiry into Plants, that is Historia Plantarum. Historia Plantarum and Case Plantarum, those two books written by Theophrastus. Species Plantarum and Systema Naturae, these two books written by Linnaeus. This Theophrastus is commonly called father of botany. Linnaeus was popularly called father of taxonomy. Father of botany is Theophrastus. Father of taxonomy is Linnaeus, that is Carolus von Linnaeus. Now, second system. What is that second system? Natural system. The word itself, the meaning is there. It is based on natural relationships among the organisms. It is based on natural relationships among organisms and vegetative characters, and also internal characters also you have to consider. That is, artificial system means a few morphological characters, whereas in natural system means we have to consider natural relationships, second one vegetative characters, and also internal characters. Internal characters means anatomical characters. Okay, the system of classification that is based on natural relationships, vegetative characters and internal characters is called natural system. What is the drawback or demerit of artificial system? Characters of evolutionary importance were not considered. Evolutionary importance is not given to this natural system. So, evolutionary importance is not considered by which system means that is natural system. That is the demerit. Here what is the demerit? What are the demerits of artificial system means? They gave equal importance for vegetative characters and sexual characters. And second one, they did not indicate the natural relationships. Here they consider the natural relationships. Okay? Next, floral characters were given greater importance, or in other words, floral characters are more stable. Which characters are more stable means floral characters are more stable than vegetative characters. CHS means characters. Try to understand, my dear students. CHS means characters. Floral characters are more stable because they are more conserved and do not change due to the effect of environment. So, due to the effect of environment, which characters are going to be changed means that is vegetative characters. So, which characters are going to be changed means vegetative characters. That is why vegetative characters are not stable. Which characters are stable means that is floral characters are more stable when compared to vegetative characters. These floral characters are conserved, that is without any change due to the change in the environment. So, that is which characters are going to be changed means vegetative characters. Which characters are stable? Floral characters are stable when compared to vegetative characters. Very, very important point. Next, floral characters are useful in classification. Floral characters are useful in classification. Why? Because floral characters are more stable than vegetative characters. Which characters are more stable? Floral characters are more stable than vegetative characters. Next, which system still provides an easy means of identification of plants? Which system still provides an easy means of identification of plants? That is this natural system. Example for natural system is Bentham and Hooker system. Bentham and Hooker wrote a book called Genera Plantarum. That is Genera Plantarum, written by that is Bentham and Hooker. Next, third one, phylogenetic system. Phylogenetic means phylogeny means evolutionary. So, that is it is an advanced system. Earliest system or primitive system is artificial system. Advanced system is that is phylogenetic system, which is based on evolutionary or phylogeny relationships among organisms. Here phylogeny means evolutionary means which characters are primitive, which characters are advanced. Those are recognized. Let us suppose a plant may possess taproot or fibrous root. Taproot is found in dicots, fibrous roots found in monocots. So, dicots are primitive, whereas monocots are advanced. Dicots show reticulate venation, monocots show parallel venation. That means reticulate venation is a primitive character, parallel venation is an advanced character. Dicots are primitive when compared to monocots. So, there will be primitive characters and advanced characters. Like that, they are recognized. So, primitive and advanced characters are considered, recognized. Next, these phylogenetic systems are also called post-Darwinian system of classification. Why? Because this system of classification was proposed after the publication of book called Origin of Species and also announcement of Theory of Evolution. That means the book Origin of Species written by, that is, Darwin. Theory of Evolution proposed by Darwin. So, after the publication of book called Origin of Species, after the announcement of Theory of Evolution, these phylogenetic systems are proposed. That is why these phylogenetic systems are also called post-Darwinian, that is after the Darwin, not before the Darwin. So, these are also called post-Darwinian system of classification because these are proposed after the publication of book Origin of Species and announcement of Theory of Evolution. That is, the book Origin of Species and the theory called Theory of Evolution, evolutionary theory. These are proposed after these phylogenetic systems, that is after the Darwin. That is why these phylogenetic systems are also called post-Darwinian systems of classifications. Right, what are the examples? Engler and Prantl wrote a book called don't pronounce it as die, The Naturlichen Plangenfamilien. This is a Greek word. The Naturlichen Plangenfamilien. Next one. How can you remember means? Engler means N sound is there. Prantl means P sound is there. Naturlichen Plangenfamilien. Like that you have to remember. Right. Hutchinson also wrote a book called Families of Flowering Plants. How can you remember? Son means who is found in the family. That's why Families of Flowering Plants. That book was written by Hutchinson. Next, APG system. APG system means angiospermic phylogenetic group system. It will be considered as latest phylogenetic system. Which one would be considered as latest phylogenetic system means we have to say APG system. So, in the order only you have to say, first of all, phylogenetic system, Engler and Prantl came. Later on, Hutchinson came. Later on, so many scientists came. Those are all common, that is, remaining scientists, Takta John, Cronquist, like that, so many scientists come under APG system. The latest phylogenetic system is APG system, which means angiospermic phylogenetic group system. Right. Sexual system is an example of sexual system. Who proposed? Linnaeus. Linnaeus means artificial system. Next, Bendhamanokar system. Bendhamanokar system is an example of that is natural system. Next one, Species Plantarum. Species Plantarum written by Linnaeus. Linnaeus means that is artificial system. Next, Genera Plantarum is an example of natural system. That is Genera Plantarum written by, that is Bendhamanokar. Try to remember, my dear students. Species Plantarum book written by Linnaeus. Systema Naturae book written by Linnaeus. Genera Plantarum book written by Bendhamanokar. Causae Plantarum book written by Theophrastus. Historia Plantarum book written by Theophrastus. Those books you have to remember. Linnaeus belongs to artificial system. Bentham belongs to natural system. Next one, Engler and Prandtl belongs to phylogenetic system. Hutchinson belongs to phylogenetic system. Latest phylogenetic system is APG system, which means full form Angiospermic Phylogenetic Group System. Now, who classified plants into 3 groups means Theophrastus. Who classified plants into 24 groups means Linnaeus. Sexual system proposed by Linnaeus. Okay, so please note down all these points, and next we will discuss about other types of taxonomy, that is numerical taxonomy, chemo taxonomy, cytotaxonomy. Other types are also there. First of all, you please note down all these points, make it in the notes. All those points you have to write it in the notes, and I will explain after completion of this writing. I will explain other types of taxonomy, that is numerical, cytotaxonomy and chemo taxonomy. Okay. Now look at here, my dear students, other types of taxonomy. What are the other types of taxonomy? Numerical taxonomy, cytotaxonomy, chemo taxonomy. One by one we have to learn. Right, numerical means related to mathematics, that is uses mathematical methods to evaluate, observe the differences and similarities between taxonomic groups. So, which uses mathematical methods means numerical taxonomy. It is based on all observable characters. Which is based on all observable characters means numerical taxonomy. Nowadays, it is easily carried by using computers. These two are very, very important points, my dear students. Number and codes are given to all the characters. Whatever the number of characters are there, for all the characters, numbers are given, codes are given. Number and codes are assigned to all the characters and the data are then processed. Number and codes are assigned to all the characters and the data are then processed. This is the character related to numerical taxonomy. Like that they will ask. Next, each character is given equal importance. Each character is given equal importance, and at the same time hundreds of characters can be considered. This is a point related to means numerical taxonomy. So, each character is given equal importance, and at the same time hundreds of characters can be considered. At each time hundreds of characters, and at the same time hundreds of characters can be considered. What are the two important points means number and codes are given to all the characters and the data are processed. This point is related to numerical taxonomy. Each character is given equal importance, and at the same time hundreds of characters can be considered, by which taxonomy means numerical taxonomy. Now let us see cytotaxonomy. Cyto means cell, that is uses cytological characters, that is characters present inside the cell. What do you find inside the cell means inside the nucleus chromosomes are present. that is chromosomal structure, chromosomal number, chromosomal behavior. That is study of that is related to chromosomal structure, number, behavior to solve the taxonomic problems. That is so called cytotaxonomy. Cyto means cell. Inside the cell, chromosomes, that is inside the nucleus of cell, chromosomes are present. That is cytological characters. Uses cytological characters to solve the taxonomic problems. The cytological characters means chromosomal structure, chromosomal number, chromosomal behavior. Next, chemo taxonomy. Chemo taxonomy means, chemo means chemicals, that is uses chemical constituents of plant. Chemical constituents, chemical components of cell means, that is so called phytochemical data. Phyto means plants, chemicals. So the chemical components present inside the plant body, that is so called phytochemical data to solve the taxonomic problems. Now, chromosomal structure, number, behavior to solve the taxonomic problems can be done by chromosomal structure means cytotaxonomy. Chemical constituents of plant to solve the taxonomic problems can be used by, that is chemo taxonomy. Mathematical methods means numerical taxonomy, in which method number and codes are given equal importance and the data are then processed means numerical taxonomy. Each character will be given equal importance, will be in numerical taxonomy. So this is all about different types of taxonomies. In the next class, we will discuss about what are the different groups in plant kingdom. That is algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms, angiosperms. These are the different groups in plant kingdom. One by one we will discuss. Okay. So after Whittaker classification, fungi is separated from plantae. After Whittaker classification, some members of Monera and Protista are separated from plantae, though they are having cell wall. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Now that is, after Whittaker classification, cyanobacteria also called blue-green algae is placed in kingdom called Monera. So that means blue-green algae are different from algae after Whittaker classification. This point you have to remember, my dear students. After Whittaker classification, blue-green algae is different from algae. Blue-green algae also called cyanobacteria. That is, cyanobacteria belongs to kingdom called Monera. Algae belongs to kingdom called Plantae. That is, after Whittaker classification, blue-green algae is different from algae. Okay? So please note down all these points and we will meet in the next class.